Hi everyone, my name is Emily and I'm a library assistant at the Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh. Today I'm going to do a walkthrough of lynda.com, a database full of instructional videos for all kinds of different marketable skills that employers are looking for, like coding in various programming languages, using Microsoft Office products, and soft skills like time management and customer service. These instructional videos are organized into courses, which, upon completion, give you a certificate for tangible proof that you learned the skills that the video taught. It's a great resource for beefing up your resume, improving current job performance, or simply learning a new skill just for fun. lynda.com is a paid service, but it is accessible both inside and outside the library with your Carnegie Library of Pittsburgh library card. The best way to get onto the website is to access it through our website, carnegielibrary.org. Once you're here, you're going to click on Research in this top bar of options. And then click on lynda.com over here on the right side underneath the heading Popular Resources. Now, on the lynda.com site, we're being prompted to put in a library card and a PIN number. This is where you type in the number on the back of your card and your 4-digit PIN number. So once you go ahead and take care of that, I did mine earlier, this is the page that comes up when you log in. You can see what courses you have yet to finish over here under Continue Watching, any playlists you've created, and which we'll talk more about making a playlist a little bit later, underneath Continue Watching here. And then to move over here to the right, you'll see we have popular learning paths, which are learning tracks with specific end goals in mind. So these are all courses that will help you become a digital marketing specialist. And these are all courses that will help you become a Java programmer. These are curated by lynda.com and they change every time you log into the site. You can click here where it says See All to see all the different kinds that they've put together. And then underneath learning paths, you'll notice there's a couple different headers. New, which highlights videos that are new to lynda.com. Popular, which highlights videos that are popular on lynda.com. Recommended, which highlights videos that lynda.com thinks you might like because of other videos that you've watched. And popular or at your organization, which are videos that are popular amongst all people using lynda.com with a CLP library card. You can also, to see what lynda.com has, hover over here on the upper left-hand side of the screen, and see the entire library of videos, and you can browse through them accordingly. But let's say you already know what you want to learn through a lynda.com tutorial. In that case, you can use the search bar up here towards the center of the screen and type in the exact thing you want. So let's say, for this example, I want a tutorial about Microsoft Word. So I'm going to go ahead and type that in, Microsoft Word. And then you can click on the magnifying glass to search, or hit the Enter key on your keyboard, whichever you prefer. And whoa, we got 12,000 results. Over 12,000 results, I should say. We'll probably want to narrow these results down. And you can do that by using what are called filters over here on the left-hand side of the screen. You can see there's a lot of different options. I'm going to go through and go from top to bottom, but you can use filters in any order that you want. You could start with subjects if you wanted to, or you could start even further down here with authors. It doesn't matter. You can do them in any order that you want. But I'm going to go ahead and start with types. So there's playlists, which is just something that someone who uses lynda.com put together that they think would help someone learn Microsoft Word, or maybe has some of the Microsoft Word videos on it. So maybe helpful if you're just browsing in general, but probably not for what we're looking for. There's learning paths, which we talked about a little bit ago, which is multiple courses that help with a specific end goal in mind. So the one that we had talked about earlier was becoming a Java programmer, and that had 9 courses on it. And so that if we clicked on this one, that's what would pop up, would be more things like that. There's courses, which are several videos strung together to teach a skill from the basics to a more advanced form of the skill. And then there's just one-off videos. So let's go ahead and say that we don't have a lot of time. We're just looking for a quick introduction, and we don't want to devote the time needed for a learning path or course because that will involve watching multiple videos. So let's just go ahead and pick videos so that we just get one-off videos. Okay, we've narrowed down to 10,386. We can do better. So now let's go ahead and filter by difficulty: beginner, intermediate, and advanced. For this example, I'm only vaguely familiar with Word, so I'm going to go ahead and go with a beginner video. And this is where I need to make a caveat to my earlier statement. So remember I had said that you can select filters in any order that you want. You can, but sometimes that will affect the results that you get. So for example, since I've selected beginner, and I'm getting all the beginner videos, you can see for some reason, there's 4 intermediate videos still showing up in the results. That's what this number over here on the side means. That lets you know how many results you're going to narrow down to. So you can see we went from 10,000 to 3,600, and that's the number over here on the left-hand side of the screen. If I click on intermediate now, after clicking on beginner, I'm only going to get 4 videos. So if for whatever reason I decide that the beginner video is too easy, or it's telling me things that I already know and I wanted to look at a harder video and pick intermediate as my filter, I'm better off starting over from the beginning again. So just keep that in mind as you're using filters. Again, you can go in any order, but sometimes that will affect the results that you get. So 3,600, we're doing really well, but we can do even better. So let's go ahead and filter by the next option, which is duration. So I don't have a ton of time, so I'm going to go ahead and pick less than 10 minutes in duration, but you see the other options are less than 30 minutes and less than an hour. That only knocked it down by about 200. So let's go ahead, and I want to make sure that I'm just getting Word. So I'm going to go ahead and click on Word here under the software filter. That lets you know what kind of program this video is about. There we go. Now we have 509 results. I'm going to go ahead and stop filtering now. But if you wanted to continue, you could also filter by subject, by companies, and by authors. So there's lots of different options depending on what it is you're looking for. So let's go ahead and return to our results again. We've got beginner videos, and I'm looking for a brief tutorial overview. So let's see what we have. This one looks really promising, starting with a new document. But you can see where it says from, this is the course that it's from, and it says creating EPUBs from a Word document. I'm not really sure what an EPUB is, so I have a feeling that this video might be a little more advanced than what I need. Let's see. Getting acquainted with the power of Word 2019 from Word 2019 Essential Training. This looks like it might be useful to me. Let's go ahead and click on that one. And you can see now it's taken me to a whole new page. The video is off to the right over here, and you can click the play button to watch it if you would like. But let's talk about some of the other things that are on the screen. So underneath the video is some information about the author of the video, if you wanted to know more about them. And on the left-hand side, we can see the other videos that are in the course that this video is part of, which, even though we didn't want a course, is helpful, because let's say I watch this video, but then I have a question or something doesn't make sense. One of these other videos might be helpful to me in figuring out what didn't make sense in this video. And then we have a couple other things to take note of. When you're watching the video, let's say you want to take notes, but you don't have a paper and pencil in front of you, you can go ahead and click on Notebook, type in your notes here, And then they are saved to your account, and you can export them as a Word document, a PDF, and you can see there's a couple other options as well. Also, there's more than just author information underneath this video. You can see transcript, which provides the script for the video, what is being said in the video as it's being said. And as it's being said, it highlights in yellow, which can make it easier to follow along. The next tab is View Offline, which gives you the opportunity to view some of the offered trainings offline. You do have to download an app to the device where you want to watch the lynda.com videos offline, but they offer steps for how to do so. If you click on Start the Download, it'll help you to do that. And then this last tab over here, Exercise Files, is also an important tab. If they reference any documents in the video, they're going to be located in these downloadable folders. So let's say I like this video, I'm interested in watching it, but I don't have the time to do it right now, and I want to save it for later. Remember earlier when I said I was going to talk about how to make playlists? A playlist is the perfect place to save this video. So you can see up over here on kind of the center right side of the screen, upper part, there's a plus button where it says Add to Playlist. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And I can either add to a generic My Playlist, or I can create a whole new playlist. So I'm going to go ahead and create a whole new playlist. I'm going to call it Word Tutorials. I can add a description if I want to, but I don't have to. And then I have the option to add the video or the entire course. Now remember earlier I said that sometimes it can be helpful to see all the different videos in a course just in case you have a question or something. I'm going to go ahead and add the course, and I know that it's doing that because it's highlighted in blue. So I'm going to go ahead and hit Create. And there we go. You can see I have Word Tutorials. There's a blue check mark, means that this video is on there. And I can show you on the home screen where it will show up as well. Yep, you can see it under My Playlist where it says Word Tutorials. You can also, if you hover over here under your name, you can click on Playlists and it will come up there as well. Finally, and this is the last thing I want to mention before we end this video, is history. If you've watched a video or done a course, never added it to a playlist, and just can't seem to find it again or remember what it's called, you can find it in your History tab. To open the History tab, all you have to do is hover over your name in the right-hand corner and click on History. When you do that, an entire list of everything you've ever watched on lynda.com appears. So you can see everything I've watched for this example. And with that, I'll leave you to enjoy your learning on lynda.com. Please feel free to reach out if you have any questions about how to get the most out of lynda.com or any of our e-resources and databases. Library staff are available 7 days a week to assist via phone, email, and chat.